Hi, my name's Josh, and this is going to be my first movie review. Movie theaters just reopened in Denver, Colorado, and tonight I saw Unhinged. First, I'm so excited that movie theaters are reopened. I've definitely missed them, so it was definitely nice to be back. And what did I think of Unhinged? Let's get to it. Unhinged is a 2020 American thriller starring Russell Crowe and Karen Pastoris, or I'm butchering her name, directed by Derek Borte. And pretty much the general plot of the movie is a confrontation at an intersection that leads to a woman falling victim to a guy's road rage. So after the confrontation, it's pretty much him taking his road rage to the next level. So thoughts going into this movie, I didn't really know much about it. Movie theaters have been shut down due to COVID-19 for the last however many months. So honestly, I was just really excited to be back and going to the movies. I typically go to the movies a lot. So super excited to go back. I found out that Unhinged was a new movie coming out. Watch the trailer. It looked like a thriller where a guy's going crazy and after terrorizing some woman. Any thrillers I'm generally interested in, and this is definitely up my alley. So I was all for it. I'm gonna get into the general story and without any spoilers. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review, but mainly going into what the movie's about. So the movie's basically about a woman being frustrated, having a bad day. She's at a light. The light turns green, and she honks at the other person. She honks at the other person, and that starts the other person just not having it, and he turns out to be crazy, and he has full-on road rage and is not okay with her honking. This definitely happens in real life. There's definitely, and it's kind of taking what happens in real life with people getting road rage and showing you how it can go left if you honk at the wrong person. And pretty much from there, the Russell Crowe's character is just really after this Rachel's character, and he is just out to destroy her. He turns all his aggression out and is focused on making her life miserable, doing what he can to honestly just destroy everything she has. It's definitely, I would say, kind of a high-speed chase a lot of the movie. And yeah, you just kind of follow that journey of a guy just losing it, and he's taking all his frustration out on her, and just kind of following. So my overall thoughts is I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. Nothing groundbreaking, but overall I had a good time. It was nice to be back at the theater, and yeah, I enjoyed the movie. So what did I like about the movie? I would say the main thing that I liked is going to be Russell Crowe's performance. He definitely plays crazy well. There's a couple scenes where he goes crazy in public, and some of the people around kind of notice him going crazy. I would say if I was one of those people and I saw him going crazy like that, I definitely would be scared and not want anything to do with that. So he definitely did a great job at selling crazy. Also, what I also liked about it was the movie does a great job, especially in the beginning, of you really kind of see the main character Rachel, kind of what's going on in her life and kind of all the bad stuff and how she's frustrated, and you see her take that frustration out on Russell Crowe. Yeah, I think the movie did a really good job at capturing that feeling of being frustrated and that frustration being anxious and being on edge, especially when driving. When you have a bad day, it's very relatable in your own life to have a bad day, and when you're driving, being more on edge, being more anxious. So when someone does something to you in traffic or they don't pay attention, where you're kind of have that feeling where you could act out or you could honk at them, or it kind of taps into why people lash out at other people a little bit more, when normally if they're having a good day they wouldn't. Granted, I don't really have much road rage. I'm pretty mellow, but I know you see it a lot on the news where people get road rage and they get into it. So I think it's definitely a real thing. But this movie just happens to, Rachel gets road rage and she messes with the wrong person, because Russell Crowe, boy, does he ever go crazy. And it kind of shows you, like, what I think with everyone going crazy in the world, what. So I think the son in the movie, I think his name was Gabriel Bateman. He also did a really good job in the movie. I feel like he was the voice of reason. His mom definitely was all over the place. But I think he did a good job of being the voice of reason. Like, if you're running late, it's not other people's problems in traffic why they didn't go. You know what I mean? If you're running late, you should have got up earlier. So I really enjoyed his character, and he was definitely the voice of reason. Also, towards the end of the film, I did enjoy Rachel's character a lot better. I think I enjoyed her most when it's like her inner mama bear came out, is where I enjoyed her the most, because that's where she was a fighter. And me being a big horror fan, anytime you get a woman being a fighter, kind of that element is definitely, I enjoy that the most. So what didn't I like about the movie? I would say the my main con of the movie is the main character. I think she is not likable. I would say, first of all, she's not likable, and she brings a lot of this on herself. Even like when they get into the initial confrontation, she's definitely just kind of more the aggressor, like, beeping at him, where it just not, I don't know. I think she started it pretty much. And then after she started it, he definitely, she messed with the wrong person pretty much. And she wasn't willing to apologize. And not that, someone crazy's coming at you, but maybe she could have kind of squashed it if she would have just, been nicer, a little nicer. And that was just the start of it, where she wasn't really likable. But also, she made a lot of bad decisions or dumb decisions where you're like, what are you doing? So there's a lot of those kind of moments that will drive the audience, I feel like, nuts. Where it's like, don't do that. Why don't you call 911? Or if you're out of the situation, go to the police. Just a lot of decisions, I feel like, that would drive the audience crazy. So she definitely was more of the con for the movie for me. Especially in the beginning of the movie, she seemed like she blamed a lot of her problems on other people. Kind of even why she was frustrated. There was other stuff going on, but she was running late. And ultimately, she was running late because she slept in. So it's kind of one of those things. Yes, you have problems, but everyone has problems. And you got to, at some point, take accountability for those. If you blame everything on yourself, or you blame everything on other people, it's not the other people. Sometimes it's yourself. The movie overall, I did enjoy it, but it was nothing, it's very predictable. I feel like you saw a lot of things coming a mile away. It was nothing really new. Something I feel like I've seen this movie before, maybe not in this exact context where someone gets road rage and goes crazy, but definitely someone terrorizing another person and making their life hell, and I feel like I've seen that before. So it was definitely predictable. I think the bigger message in this movie is everyone has stress. Like, literally everyone has stress, and the main thing is, don't be a jerk. Don't take that stress out on other people. Because who knows what's going on in someone else's life. So I think it's better to always be patient when you can. Be patient if you can, especially when driving. Because really, I think the whole point of this is you never know who you're going to mess with. And if you're taking your stress out on someone else, that other person could be crazy. And there's definitely a lot of crazy people in this world. So I think if the overall people could be a little bit more patient with each other, then I feel like that can go a long way. So yeah, I think that's overall the bigger message is everyone just needs to be more patient, because you see, especially in our world today, so many people are getting into it, and just it's so, and maybe it's sometimes easier to get into it with another person, especially in public. But I think it's one of those, you got to pick your battles. It's harder to be the bigger person sometimes, but I think that's overall, it's better to be the bigger person. So my overall opinion, I enjoyed the movie. It was nothing, like I said, nothing groundbreaking, but overall it was a fun time. I will say, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, it's definitely super violent, so if you're not into violent movies at all, this is not for you. They do not hold back as far as violence goes, but if it's something that doesn't bother you, you can watch it, then that, as far as that's fine. If I had to rate this out of like a 1 through 5, it'd probably be up a 3. If you're like me and you're happy the movie theaters are open, you're anxious to go back, and you're interested, and this is something you'd be interested in, I say go see it, go for it. I had a good time. If this is something you're not planning to go to the movies, or you're really picky about going to the movies, this is definitely something I feel like you can wait and watch on Netflix. Like I said, nothing groundbreaking, but I did have a good time. If it's something you want to get out of the house, go to the movies, then I say go for it. If not, wait till Netflix. A couple other things I do want to mention, just in case anyone's curious. So the movie theater, it reopened today, and it was cool. You pretty much wore your mask while you're sitting down. No one came in to check, though, to see if people were wearing masks or not. You could take your mask off when you were eating or drinking. Wasn't really crowded. There might have been, in my theater, I think there were maybe 8 people at the most, so nothing super crowded. There definitely was a lot of space. I'm sure that can change as time goes on. But overall, I was super excited to be back at the movies, and felt so nice. That's what I do every week, so I'm very happy to be back, and yeah, super excited to start movie reviews. This is something I've been debating on doing for a long time, so I'm just happy I finally am starting it. I go to the movies so much, so I figured why not share my thoughts with everyone else. If it can help someone decide whether they want to go to the movies or not, I figured I'd share that. So I hope everyone's doing well, and yeah, have a good day. And if you, if you do go see Unhinged, and let me know what you thought. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Yeah, thank you.